Guys, Cole here, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I really wanted to take a moment to dive into arguably the most important thing when it comes to using automations and embedding AI into them. And that is really just understanding how do you properly prompt AI to get the best possible result out of what you're looking to do. Right now, oftentimes you might go through and maybe you're trying to have it create a piece of content and you're getting a result, right? But it's maybe too flowery, or it's too stern, or it's not giving enough detail, or you're just not getting the context and clarity that you're looking for from the response in AI. And this is really important to understand because if you're trying to do something for your business, you must understand how you can leverage it to consistently align with how you communicate, so that way you can actually use it to start making more money for your business. And what does that mean, right? You don't want to have inconsistent messaging or an inconsistent process. And so ideally, by the end of this video, you're going to have a solid understanding of the prompting process and what you can do, as well as some templates that you're able to steal that you can use to start transforming your business and start getting better results from AI. And even better, if you use it in automation, you'll get even more output. So what we're going to do here today, most people really are not tapping into the potential of ChatGPT. Again, it's because you're not using the right kind of prompts, or you're generally yielding bad results. And the key in here is really to understand how to guide it effectively, so you guys are reaping the biggest rewards here, right? So what we want to dive into is sort of my 5-step framework. Now, this has been catered and altered and adjusted from endless other experts in the space and people that guarantee you know way more than me in the space. And so we're using this one as the foundation so that you have an idea of what we're doing, right? And so when you're prompting AI, rather than saying, I need you to write an article on how to, I don't know, properly frame a house, right? Like, that's super generic. 2-story, single story. What's all like the sub factors of this, right? There's a lot of different aspects. What kind of house, what so on, right? Where is it being made, etc. So we need to go through and help it get better understanding. We need to define the role, set context, and assign the ChatGPT a specific identity to the relevant task, right? So examples, you want it to act as a digital marketing expert, or imagine you're an experienced software developer. Now, one extra layer in this is, let's say, software developer. You would want to say a software developer who is an expert in Python, doing UI development, right? Just like you want to do title, subtopic expertise. And this will help to ensure that you get the result that you want in the right language that you want, right? So marketing expert, great. Marketing expert in what industry or niche or focus? I'm a marketing expert in paid advertising for plumbing companies, right? That's a much different instance of being a marketing expert for legal companies, right? The process and how that output is way different, right? So now we need to provide clear objectives. Your goal is to create a comprehensive content calendar for a social media campaign, or objective is to explain the basics of machine learning to a beginner, right? Again, all of these things are super important. You provide context, you set the tone of who they are and where their background is with extra detail. Then you actually outline the type of task or objective you want to have completed. Then you go through and start providing additional details, not only of itself, but what it's relating that information to, right? So software developer that has predominant experience in Python, that is looking to educate people on how to maybe use Python in some aspect of machine learning. And then it's focused on, right, communicating it within the framework of this business, right? So that way, now you're thinking, okay, so you want the AI to speak as if it's an employee within said company, in communicating to their audience, right? Rather than just having a massive blob of text, right? So now you've given setting, like when, where, you're giving it all the extra details and information so it really understands the environment it's playing in, right? So again, we're defining the role, we're providing clear objectives, we're incorporating contextual information. So, details, context, or data on what you're focusing on, right? Again, the business focuses on eco friendly products and targets a younger audience. You then use the clear structure in your format. So, answer in bullet points with a summary at the end. So you're telling it how you want it to provide you an output, right? Or write the output in 3 paragraphs: introduction, explanation, or conclusion. Now, this one I will say can be added at times and also not added in others. If we're going to, in another video, we'll dive into using it in, say, no code automations. You'll be able to provide this by actually providing input and output examples. So it has training data. Well, in this instance, if we needed to come back in a specific format or framework, this is where we want to do it. Then we finally want to go through and refine those instructions, right? And so by doing so, we now go through and ask ChatGPT to refine this process and further clarify key points. An example into this would be, before you generate the final answer, make sure to ask me questions that will help to improve the quality and generate a better response. Now, this is super important because now it's taking on all of this setting and environment of who it is, what it's an expert in, what you want it to do, what your desired outcome is, and what the extra details are about the environment and how it needs to be portrayed or presented. And then you wanted to say, I also need you to sort of play as the consultant to me and give me an output, right? Give me a response from you that helps me understand that, A, you understand what I'm requesting, and then ensuring that we're getting the best possible output, right? Doing this will help to dramatically minimize the amount of back and forth that is required with the AI to get your desired objective or your output, and also help to ensure that you have a completely fully packed input into AI. So this is awesome. I hope this helps. Again, I'm going to do a quick walkthrough, right? Define the role. You need to provide clear objectives, incorporate contextual information, use a clear structure, add and refine instructions. Now, with this, we want to go in and dive into a handful of frameworks of you using this framework in example prompts, right? And I think this will help you guys a ton. Again, this is the type of structure that is used in businesses and of my own and others that are consistently using this to help scale 6, 7, 8+ figures and dramatically improving the efficiency at which they do really everything in their business. So again, keep following along. By the way, if you like what's going on so far and you've loved this information, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to see this. That way I understand that if this is something you guys want to see, I can go in and dive deeper into this content more and more for you. Again, going into this sample prompt, following this framework, we're going to use this as an output, right? Act as a social media strategist specializing in content marketing for small business. Your goal is to create a 30-day content calendar that drives engagement and brand awareness on your Instagram. Then I need you to ensure that the local business is a coffee shop targeting a young audience interested in sustainability and ethically sourced products. Organize the calendar with posts, titles, brief descriptions, post type, etc., and a call to action for each of the days. Before finalizing, go through and ask me 5 questions that will help me to refine the content strategy for better engagement. This is so much better than saying, give me a 30-day content calendar that drives engagement and for brand awareness on Instagram. No understanding of, frankly, who you're talking to, what you're doing, what the context is, what the tonality should likely be. You have no reference data. You have no insight. This goes, I know exactly what you need. I'll maybe ask you a handful of extra questions to make sure it's further catered. Maybe you send me a few examples and we should be good to go, right? So that's honestly, if you start doing this, you guys will see a 1,000%, like a 10x improvement in your results. Okay, let's dive into a couple extra examples I wanted to provide you guys. Again, I am going to share a link to this in the first link in the post. So that way, if you guys want to get access to this, steal these prompts, feel free to go ahead and use them. Okay, so in this one, I love being able to generate scripts for content on social media. And so I put together one that I felt would be very helpful. And you can play around and adjust it for your tonality, your structure, who you're talking to, what have you. So in this one, we want to set it up as step one, act as an educational content creator. Your task is create 30 engaging and informative content scripts for niche and topic. These scripts will be used for Instagram Reels and Shorts. Again, we can actually use this structure to then push content to our video, my video that I had on how to create automated video content for social media. So again, this is just like an awesome example where you can have this generate scripts for you, push it into AI to use your cloned voice, then push it over top of video content, and then push it to your social media profiles, right? So each script should follow this breakdown, right? And we've given it some percentages just so that way it's heavier focused on awareness-based content. And then we want it to be around 70 words, right? So that way it's pretty short and concise and be able to run right through. And then finally, before generating all the scripts, ask me some specific questions so I can better understand my audience and goals. And honestly, once you're done doing these, you could then ask it to provide you with a prompt that has all of this information baked in, so I can just drop it in the next time I need more content created, and it doesn't need to ask me questions, right? So you use this, get your initial output, have a new baked in prompt, right? It's going to be super beefy, but it'll be perfect for what you need. Then you just drop that one in every time you want to do something, and you'll be good to go. Then we have another one. Filter lead generation lists. This is always a really nice one. You want to be able to have something that can help to sort and filter and adjust things as needed. So act as a lead generation expert. Your task is to filter leads from my CSV by relevant niche. These leads are sourced from a competitor. I need you to refine the list, only including XYZ criteria. And so this allows us to help clean up the niche, the CSV data, and allowing us to ensure that, we want to always have first name, last name, email, company, website, what have you, any other specific information we need, and clean it up so that way when we go to import it elsewhere, it's going to be done smoothly and have no issues. So that's a perfect, very simple, but highly valuable example. Another one here that I love, and again, I created a video on this already, but not using this exact framework, right? Because we're doing it on an automation, not just in a one-to-one prompt, but it is to take your emails and then draft a response to them, right? So this one, I need personalized emails that stand out. So act as a world-class copywriter specializing in sales emails. Your task is to write personalized, concise emails to precise X people. The offer is XYZ, right? We have whatever our offer is in this instance. The email should be under 100 words and follow this specific structure. Each email should be personalized to the individual profile, formatted in the 3 short paragraphs. Before finalizing, ask me if there's any personalization cues you would like to focus on. In this instance, you do not necessarily need number 5, but it would be highly valuable. Just again, you get the framework down, and once it's done and you're happy with the output, you can just go and drop a new one in every single time, right? So you just sort of build the chain. Now, the final one I know you guys are going to love as well is sort of problem solving specific things that you have going on. So when you're dealing with obstacles, sometimes it's really hard to work through it all yourself. And so what you're able to do, leveraging AI, is have it to come in sort of as a consultant on, say, an X topic, and to provide you with external input. And often this allows you to break down the emotional barriers that prevent you from thinking in the direction that's necessary, right? And to go into hyper logical thinking to help you break down a process, a problem, and create maybe a plan to that you can implement into your business. And so, problem solving with the first principles sort of thinking, a great layer of education that is totally necessary for all of us. But act as a business strategies using first principles thinking. Help me to understand X topic or key problem by breaking it down into its fundamental principles. I'm struggling to grasp this topic or am dealing with X problem around X topic, and I need a clear, logical explanation from the ground up. Start by identifying the core concepts, then build up to more advanced ideas. Or you could go, I already understand the core concepts. I need you to dive deeper into advanced ideas or solutions to this problem that I maybe have not identified or been able to address with my current route to trying to solve it, right? If any part of the explanation is unclear, ask clarifying questions before moving forward. Again, super valuable. I really hope that this has given you a solid foundation. This is a very similar foundation to what I use, to what my team uses in a lot of instances when using AI. And I guarantee you that if you leverage this, you're going to start getting insanely good results with your AI. You're going to spend a lot less time in the chat window, more time doing the things that you need to do or getting things done so you can focus on the things that matter most, which is growing your business, making more money, generating more leads, satisfying your customers. All right, guys, I hope this helps. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. Again, thank you so much, and feel free to subscribe and follow for more. See you guys in another video.